I'm Catherine Cook, Executive Director, talking to you about party etiquette and conducting yourself professionally. So most of us in the passion parties world are working this as a business. We're working this as either a second form of income or a career. So the thing to keep in mind with that is that you have to treat your business like a business. You have to conduct yourself professionally just like you would at a job. So with that being said, you definitely want to bear in mind how you're presenting yourself to both the public, your clients, and your hostesses. So first of all, let's talk about in public. When somebody asks what you do for a living, what do you say? Do you say, oh, well, I sell vibrators or I sell sex toys? Or do you say something along the lines of, oh, I educate women and couples on ways to enhance their relationships? Because how you answer that question depends on how that person views you. Some of them may be totally fine and think it's awesome and hysterical that you sell sex toys. Some other people might be like, oh, God, okay, that chick's a freak. So just be mindful of that. What type of image are you wanting to put out publicly? Now, at your parties, acting professionally is also super key. So what that means is, first and foremost, you want to conduct yourself like you're at work, like you're working, because that's essentially what you're doing when you're at a party. So that means you want to dress appropriately. That doesn't mean you have to put on like a dress and heels or anything like that, but you want to make yourself look nice. So, me, I wear jeans to almost all of my parties, but I generally wear like a cute top, like what I have on, and jewelry, and I wear makeup, but if you're not a makeup wearer, that's fine. Just make yourself look nicer than you would if you're just like sitting at home or just going to like your kid's basketball game or something. Make yourself look like a professional. Also, when you get to the hostess's home, don't eat or drink her food unless she's offered. Like, it's rude to go make yourself a plate of food if the hostess didn't offer for you to grab something to eat. Now, is it okay to ask her if you can grab like a water or a drink or something? Absolutely, but don't just help yourself without asking first. Also, make sure that you're conducting yourself professionally during your party. So that means you want to be using proper terminology. And so we all know that so much slang gets used nowadays, but your party is not the place to use that slang. You should be using proper terminology like vagina, penis, scrotum, that kind of thing. You do not want to use the slang terms because you may think that everybody says those words, but that may make people in the audience super uncomfortable. Like, they may not be used to hearing something called a pink taco or whatever you want to call it. So use proper terminology. That's important. That makes you look like a professional. Also, when you're interacting with your guests and your hostess, be professional, keep your word. Like, if you say that you're going to arrive to the party at 7 o'clock, get to the party at 7 o'clock. If you tell guests that you're going to have their products delivered to them within 10 days, their products need to be delivered to them within 10 days. So again, if you treat your business like a business, other people will see it as a business, and that's really key. So in that same vein, when it comes to your parties, a lot of times you'll hear people talk about doing games. Now, here's the thing. Most of us on this team, we don't generally do games for game's sake. Now, in games for game's sake, I'm sure you'll hear all kinds of ideas about them, but let's see, there's that famous one about, let's pass the double-ended dildo between our knees, and oh my God, it's so hysterical, and it's so funny, and everybody laughs and giggles. Here's the thing. You are a businesswoman, you're not entertainment. And passing a double-ended dildo between the knees does nothing to further your business. It doesn't earn you an extra penny, and in fact, it can actually make you lose money. Now, here's why I say that. Like, you may be doing a game like that, and it may not even be that game. It could just be any other game that could be considered slightly raunchy or that you think would be funny because it's a sex toy party. However, people may laugh and giggle at the time, but they may actually be thinking in their head, oh God, I'm mortified. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Or worse yet, they may be going, oh, that was pretty funny, but I don't think I could ever have a party because I can't see my coworkers or my mom passing a double-ended dildo between their knees. Oh God. So no way could I ever book a party, even if it was fun. So here's the thing. Games like that, like I said, they're not earning you extra income. They're actually just taking up time, and your time is money. So if you spend 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes on a game that produces you nothing but laughter, that doesn't really do you much good. So there are a couple like little icebreaker type things that you can do that take like 2 minutes. And one of those is super duper simple. It's go around the room, introduce yourself and how you know the hostess. That one's really simple. Everybody introduces themselves, says how they know the hostess. Boom, everybody knows each other. Let's talk about sex. Or you can have people use an acronym with their name. Like my name starts with a K, so maybe I could say that I'm Crazy Catherine or I'm Kinky Catherine, whatever. And again, I generally would try and keep something like that fairly clean and not have it go on the raunchy side. But the thing that you want to keep in mind is that type of game. You want it to be short, you want it to be sweet. And as far as games that are meant for entertainment, like a lot of times you'll hear those are wanted for like bachelorette parties, that kind of thing. I'm going to encourage you not to do that. Like if hostesses want to play games and stuff, I'm absolutely fine with that. They can do it either before I get there or like after I've left. I'm totally fine with that. But I'm not going to conduct a game because I'm a businesswoman. I'm not entertainment. So, that's my spiel on games. There are all kinds of booking activities you can do that are super fun. There are opportunity activities that you can do as well. But games, simply for game's sake, generally aren't going to get your business anywhere and may actually hinder them. So that is something that you absolutely want to keep in mind as well. And essentially, this is a big one. No personal stories. So I know that it's so hard maybe when you're a newer consultant, you don't really know what to say about a certain product because you haven't seen a presentation of it or something like that. And so you talk about how, you used it with your boyfriend last night and ooh, it was amazing. Don't do that. Because here's the thing. Your clients want to envision themselves using the products, not you using the products. Now, is that to say that you can't share your experiences in a covert way? Absolutely not. You can always say something along the lines of, I'll tell you what, a good friend of mine, she told me about that WeVibe 4. She told me that it rocked her world. Now, you might be that good friend. Okay, but they don't need to know that. They don't want to envision you using the product. So that's a pretty big rule right there. No personal stories. So again, just remember, this is your job. How you act at your parties reflects not only on you and your future business, it does actually reflect on all Passion Parties consultants. So please just bear that in mind with the things that you're doing at your parties, how you're conducting yourself, and your level of professionalism. And I promise, again, if you treat this business like a business, and don't get me wrong, it's a fun business. Like I love my business. I have fun with it. I giggle all the time at my parties, but not a single person who has ever met me would doubt that this is my business and I'm just not an entertainer for everybody else's benefit. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or message your upline. Happy partying!